Yes.
Yay! What's up? How are you beautiful ladies doing?
Good.
We're
How are
doing
you?
awesome.
Doing great. I can't complain. Happy Tuesday.
Yes.
Well, thank you for
Already.
hanging out with us. We've had some musical guests on tonight, and I just thought I was really excited to have you on because last time we had you on, I was unaware that you had like the voice of an angel, and I
Oh,
was going, I was on IG, and I was like, oh my God, her voice is beautiful. I'm a singer as well by trade. That's what I do all the time, but your voice is beautiful, and just to see
thank you.
this season, like the transformative things you're going through, and just almost like a butterfly. That's what it reminds me of. And all the wonderful things that are happening for you. And it's just a different melody this season to
Absolutely.
me. Um, and so, what do you think about all the things that you've had to go through on camera in front of the world?
Yeah. Well, first, let me say I definitely agree with you in terms of there being a transformation, especially from season one to where we are now. I definitely see and feel my own growth and the increase of my own strength. And I found through music, which is something I've really been passionate about since I was five. I actually did my first performance when I was 5 years old. And throughout, elementary, middle, high school, I always played the keyboard, sang in the choir, led the praise and worship team, just always involved with something pertaining to music. And so it has been great being able to get back to, I would say, that first love and being
Mhm.
able to express how I'm feeling and what I'm going through music. So that has been absolutely amazing. Now, in terms of going through so much with the for the world to see and for the world to judge, um, it's not easy, but I've learned to focus on the positivity versus the negativity. I've learned to focus more on the people who are in my DMs or commenting on my posts who are positive versus the negative. Because at the end of the day, when you open your life up to the world, you do open it up for everyone to have an opinion. So that's just a part of it and what really comes with
Mhm.
it. My prayer is that through my transparency and my authenticity, that there's someone else out there who feels stronger another day or who feels like they can make it another day despite what they're going through by seeing my strength. And so regardless of what I feel like my path, my journey is purposed, I feel like I'm purposed and my life is purposed. And that's how I wake up every single day, on purpose.
I mean, you
Amen.
definitely see like I said, I'm a fan of the show. Um, a fan of yours,
Thank
most definitely. And the amount of strength that you show with all the things that you're going. So, for the listeners who don't know, Melody is going through a divorce on the show, in the midst of having to film the show with four small children. How do you balance it all? Like, because it's not even just the divorce, it's all the wonderful opportunities that are coming your way that you're being able to be a part of and, attain this new level of success on your own, right?
Absolutely. Well, it is definitely different because starting out, I didn't expect for me to be being branded on my own. Starting out, it was myself and Martell. So it was the power couple, power duo. And so I've had to kind of learn to navigate through life and through this experience and build Melody as Holt as a brand by itself. I would say the way that I'm able to take advantage of the opportunities that come my way and continue to grow and to continue to expand my brand is by one, I try to utilize every hour in the day. I don't get a lot of off days. I'm typically always working. I'm not sleeping, 9, 10 hours a day. I wake up usually around 4 a.m. and I go throughout the day. I go to bed usually around 9 o'clock when the kids go to bed, and then I get up again around 11 or 12, work a couple of hours, and go back to sleep, and then wake up around 4:30. So I try to utilize my time wisely, and just so to make sure that I can stay on top of everything that's coming my way. So that's one thing Two, you know, I would say just making sure that emotionally and mentally that I'm in a good place. I have no time and no room for negative vibes in my life or negative energy. I will hang up on you real quick and tell you I can't have this conversation. Oh, you know what? I did it a week ago. You know what? The energy kind of that you're giving right now, I'm gonna have to get off the phone with you. I'm sorry. We'll have to talk later. I'm very protective of my peace, and I'm very, very protective of my energy. You can just call me Block Queen.
For sure. Well, I feel like on the show, I do see that more now. You just simply don't engage. You're like, have a nice day. You know, I'm just going to be positive and do all the things and accomplish the things that I need to accomplish. And it's very telling and it's very noticeable for people who are watching the show. And I think especially for women who are in toxic situations that prevent them from being the best that they can be.
Yeah.
And I think that this is a wonderful, wonderful display for a lot of women because, you know, I think that we don't really pay attention to the fact that there are a lot of women in not the best situations, especially African-American women, that are really suffering and really, really in pain.
They really are. Absolutely.
I started noticing that
all the time. Yeah, I get DMs all the time. And, you know, I take the time to respond and encourage. There are so many people who say, oh my gosh, Melody, watching your story has helped me so much. It helped me to walk away from this 17, 18-year relationship or marriage that I was in that was toxic. You know, thank you for showing me, because if I literally had today someone inbox me and was like, when I saw that you could do it with 4 kids, I said, shoot, I know I can get up out of this, right? And so, you know, it's definitely one of those things where I know for a fact that my journey, it being documented, while I didn't expect for this to be the way the show would go, but it's reality TV. And unfortunately, this is my reality. You know, I'm just still thankful that in some shape, form, or fashion, I'm able to touch and reach other people. Season 1 Melody to, you know, this season Melody, yeah, like you said, I kind of don't really have time. Doesn't mean I'm perfect. Don't mean I won't fall short, but I am definitely more conscientious of when it comes to, you know, maintaining my peace and maintaining, you know, just positive energy around me. Leaving Huntsville when I decided to walk away from my marriage, leaving Huntsville and coming to Atlanta for several months was the best thing I could have ever done. And I say that because what it did is it allowed me to have an opportunity to feel what peace feels like again. And now that I've felt that and I've experienced that without the drama, without the emotional draining, without the mental abuse and all of that, now that I've experienced that and I remember what that feels like, there's no way I'm going to allow anyone or anything to disrupt that, because it's simply not worth it.
Yeah. I mean, it's an important message.
Absolutely.
To women. Something else that I noticed that you're doing, because not only are you probably giving women the strength and the encouragement to leave toxic relationships, but you're doing a lot of things as it pertains to businesses and teaching women how to forge businesses and be independent. What inspired you to start doing those types of seminars and things on the internet?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, so, you know, I've always had my Mimosas with Melody event that I would host, you know, a couple of times a year. And of course, with the pandemic, I had to move it to virtual. So I did have a virtual Mimosas with Melody in 2020. But what really sparked what I think you're referring to, which is my Holt Preservation Academy, where I have my master class with Melody, and I have my mini course that I recently launched as well. You know, it was one of those things where, you know, I walked away from my marriage in April. In May, I was in Atlanta, and I had kind of worked on the Hope Preservation Academy a little bit, but not to the point where I was ready to release it and push it out. But I guess somehow it was on my website. I didn't even know it was on my website. So maybe, you know, through me and my website designer's conversations, he had it up there. I didn't even know it was up there. But I woke up one morning, and this was after I had began to make a daily affirmation of God is my source. And that came from someone telling me, well, I'm the nucleus. Good luck. You know, I'm the one who's been holding it all together. See if you make it without me. And so from that point on, my response was, no, actually, God is the nucleus and God is my source, not you. And so from that point on, every day, my whole motto was God is my source. God is my source. And so I woke up And when I woke up, I had a PayPal notification for $1,500. I'm like, what did somebody get from my website for $1,500? I ain't got enough for $1,500. And so as I began to look into it, someone had purchased my class. And from that moment, versus me saying, oh my gosh, I am not ready to do this class. Like, what in the heck? I was like, okay, God, I see you. Okay. All right.
Mm-hmm.
And so I said, okay, I'm gonna get this together. You know, because sometimes God will force you and push you to go ahead and step onto what he already, the vision, the goal, the dream, or whatever that he's already put in your life. And sometimes you just hold him back. And he will do something that forces you to move as you know what I mean? So it was one of those things. That's how it happened. And so I put everything together. I started marketing the class. My first class was in June of 2020. And since then, I've had about 200 students who I have helped become entrepreneurs, create their businesses, establish business credit, and learn the steps to that, while also getting into a multi-billion-dollar industry called property preservation.